Before we dive deeper into this topic, I must warn you that some of this topic could be upsetting to some due to the recent political issue and what's happening here in Iran. But we recognize that it is important to also include this matter in our Iranian series segment in order to be relevant and honest in our travel experience.
Hi, I'm Halif, and I'm half of the Round the World guys. In the last video, I went to explore the famous Tabriz Grand Bazaar in northern Iran. This is gonna be good. Meeting lots and lots of friendly locals while gone shopping in the midst of ancient walkways and alleys of the Grand Bazaar. But my time in Tabriz has come to an end, and today I'm heading back to the capital city of Tehran.
خانم و آقایان، جهت حفظ ایمنی خود لطفاً تا توقف کامل هواپیما و خاموش شدن چراغ کمربندهای ایمنی صندلی خود را ترک نفرمایید. در اینجا طرف کلی همکاران.
No freaking way! I am finally here in Tehran. Yes, this is the capital city of Iran.
While I've been showing you all my amazing experiences and friendly locals here in Iran, truth to be told, the country is in the middle of a big change right now. I'm sure you heard about what's going on in Iran in the past couple months. Back in September, a 22-year-old girl named Mahsa Amini got detained by the morality police here in Iran, and she ended up dead. And the aftermath after her death was the mass uprising against the rules that implemented under the Islamic Republic. There are mass demonstrations and protests happening all over the country, and it has been very obvious here, especially in the capital city of Tehran. And during my stay here in Iran, all the locals as well as tourists always advise me a few things. Number one, always avoid any gatherings, protests, and demonstrations.
Looks peaceful, but I'm staying away from crowds.
Simply because we do not look like locals, and we would be the first ones to be arrested, and we could be charged as foreign agents or spies, which we absolutely do not want to deal with. As for myself, I have a big camera, and that doesn't help. As much as I would love to show you and include you in my experience of what I've seen so far here in Tehran, it is not worth doing.
Police everywhere, troops everywhere. If you ever caught taking photos or videos of them, of the demonstration, that's definitely a risk for me.
Just right after I filmed this segment, I've heard a crash right behind my shoulder, and when I turned around, I saw 3 civilian men in plain clothes got out from the car and rushed towards me, and this happened.
Salam. What?
What's your name?
What's my name? Halif.
Passport Passport.
Passport?
Unfortunately, I couldn't really film the whole interaction with them for obvious reason, but they started to harass me and they asked me all the questions. What am I doing here? Where do I stay here in the city? And all about the visa. But the important thing is that they refused to honor my request to show me some kind of identification, because at this point I have no idea who they are, and they forced me to get my passport out to show them. So I reluctantly produced my Indonesian passport to them, which they take a photo of, and they talk and discuss everything in Farsi so I could understand, and finally they dismissed me. I felt like I was very lucky at this point.
Okay, I'm shaking now. I was just stopped by 3 men who demanded to see my passport, took a photo of it, asked me a lot of questions. So I'm not gonna joke around. I'm not gonna film anything, and we'll hide this camera from now on. I don't want to deal with any of the authorities now. Okay.
After that interaction, I feel very nervous. So I have to visit the Indonesian embassy here in Tehran to ask for guidance of what to do if this happens again. I register myself within the embassy database so that I can be accounted for, And even the embassy staff told me exactly what should and should not happen in that interaction. They advised me to refuse to show them the actual passport and make a copy of my passport and show them instead. So lesson learned. And I love coming into the Embassy of Republic of Indonesia everywhere I go. This definitely feels like home now.
At nights during my stay in the city, the streets of Tehran is filled with protest chants like this. That demands a much needed change in Iran. The main slogan of the protest is Zan, Zandegi, Asadi, woman, life, freedom.
There's a demonstration just right outside our hostel. It's surreal. It just seemed very personal to me. I'm a little bit emotional. I mean, listening to this, and it's just the voice of people. It's the voice of people want their freedom. I really wish the best for Iranian people.
Hey, good morning guys from Tehran. This is my first full day here in the capital city, and today I'm gonna visit a special place that a lot of people are avoiding, and I think it's gonna be something that you're gonna be interested in seeing. This is the former US Embassy in Tehran. It's a famous site of the Iranian hostage crisis of 1979. The official name of the museum is the U.S. Den of Espionage Museum, which is the former U.S. Embassy. This is the main poster of the museum. There's an interesting drawing of the hand of the Statue of Liberty here. Almost right away, the mural just right outside the embassy actually brings the mood to visit the museum itself. There's a lot of, I guess, quote-unquote propaganda against the United States. Don't be offended. I'm just gonna show you what they are. But it's definitely a very unique murals that I've never seen before. The Iranian government commissioned a few artists to draw these murals of the anti-US propaganda features. Some of the well-known American icons. Is that a toupee or a stash? And here you got Captain America and soldiers chasing a little girl. And right here you got all these skulls and soldiers. And here you can find Iranian symbol and the gun, United States, and the bomb. Air Force plane with a lot of bats. I'm not sure what that is. Same thing with plane, a lot of birds, and that thing. Is that like a missile or a shot or something perhaps? Another mural with the Statue of Liberty. Her hand is down here, the American flag, and all the destruction here. Oh, you think about America with the US emblem here, and all the drugs. US-Iranian diplomacy and table diplomatic, but you can see how the US dictate as a military operation. And this one here is the E Pluribus Unum in the sea of blood and skulls. I was told that the building materials were brought all the way from the States, and it was built about maybe 10 years before the revolution. And after the revolution, some activists added 2 bas-reliefs at the entrance of the embassy that shows a soldier during the Iran Revolution, as well as a foot stepping on top of a US flag. You can still see the US embassy seals on top of the door. At the lawn, there are 2 displays that you can see even from the street. There are some wreckage from some of the helicopters that was destroyed during the Eagle Claw operation. I just learned about this all today. The other one is a geodesic dome that is basically a shelter for encoding or tracking system back in the 70s. Looks like a treehouse, really. It is officially open at 9 o'clock. However, it is now 9:30. It is still not open yet. And we have a few folks out here waiting with me. Hopefully we'll be open soon. So I got my ticket, which cost me 1 million reals, $2.40. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous because it's a very different museum that I've ever visited before. So naturally, I'm very reserved. I'm in the former US embassy here in Tehran, and now it is a museum. Upon entering the inside of the museum, I was greeted right away with these anti-American propaganda posters. Here's another room that has some unwelcoming messages for America. The museum preserves a lot of recovered artifacts from the embassy seizure in 1979. Some of the rooms here still have their original furnitures, and they try to preserve them as much as they could in their original condition, including some of this unsettling evidence of bullet holes throughout the property. So this is the ambassador room. This is where some of the top officials of the ambassador used to work, but now it is abandoned. Full of abandoned rooms everywhere here. And here we have the crystal room, and also known as the bubble room. It used to hold important security sessions, and this room avoids eavesdropping's attempt of the conversations. And look at the carpet, holy crap. It just feels like you're stepping back in time to the late 1970s. It is filled up with a lot of different machines, and back then it was the most advanced machines, but now 1970s, time capsule. Look at all the computers and the telegrams that they have here. But the most interesting room here at the former embassy is this, the shredding room. The Iranian revolutionary team recovered some secret documents from this room. This is where the embassy staff was caught shredding all their documents during the capture back in 1979. These classified documents and reports were from the US Department of State and the CIA, some of which remains classified today. They spent months and months to painstakingly reconstruct the shredded documents, which gives us classified information about the world's surveillance through the eye of the United States government, including Indonesia. These documents were published in a series of books which were titled The Documents from the US Espionage Den. Okay, that was a very interesting museum, I would say. Although as soon as they found out that I'm not a local, Mr. Mustafa came over and had to escort me most of the time. Just to clarify, my guide, Mr. Mustafa, did not hate the United States. He just brought me all the facts about the circumstances of the revolution, as well as what happened back in 1979 here, and all the artifacts inside, and secret documents that were found and recovered from the shredded room. There's definitely a very interesting perspective to learn about the history of 1979 Iran Revolution and the US Embassy here. I hope you find this video interesting or you learn something from it. If you do, please give a thumbs up. And if you like to follow along with my journey all around Iran and beyond, hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.
Or for myself, I have a big camera with a funny looking